Hello and welcome. This is Mike from Northern Forex Trader. I'll be showing you how I trade the butterfly pattern. For anybody new and joining us for the first time, welcome. I hope this content will be helpful and useful to you in the future. With that note, I'm going to warn you that I am not a professional trader. I am not licensed or certified, and these are my rules of engagement that I use personally myself, and I don't expect anyone to follow these. I'm just using them for educational purposes only, because trading the Forex has a high degree of risk and you may lose most or all of your money. So now with that being said, I will show you how I trade the butterfly pattern. First off, you're going to notice that we still have the XA, AB, BC, and the D completion point. But the D completion point, that it's different from the Gartley, Bat, and Cipher, is that it's beyond the X point, where the other one's all completed within the XA leg. This butterfly pattern starts off with a Fibonacci retracement of the XA leg. And what we need for our first rule is that we need to hit a 786. And it does not need to be with the body of the candle, just the wick. Okay? So as long as the wick touches the 786, we are good. Okay? This candle comes very important later when I try to explain the D entry point. But for now, let's play in a perfect world. Perfect world, our wick comes in, touches a 786. So now our next rule is to fib retrace the A to B leg. Okay? Now, the next rule we need here is that the candle, now we're talking about the body of the candle. Doesn't matter about the wick, just the body of the candles must close past the 382. But must not close at or beyond the 50% mark right here. So this is no, this is yes. Okay, now this candle here is also a no because the candle did not close past the 382, but this candle did. So this is the correct candle. This is a no-no candle. Now that we have our established candles and everything meets our criteria, and I didn't mention this in previous videos with the Gartley and the Bat and the Cipher, that if any of these patterns break, hit down into here, they all become null and void. Okay. Now to reach our D completion point, we must use a fib extension tool. So from the A to the X, back down to A, we have to reach a 127. Okay. What I also use is the fib extension of the A and B leg. Okay. And from the A to B leg, back down here, we are looking for a 161 and 127 confluence. That's for our entry point. Now, I like to place excuse me, my stops. So that would be my entry point. Here is my stop, is 10 pips above the 138. So we would be at 1210, give or take. And then to find our targets, we fib retrace from the A to the 127. And we would get our first target here at the 382, and then our second target at the 618, which is pretty good. It's almost a 3-to-1 ratio. Now, here comes the tricky part. A lot of traders, and when I've learned how to trade, got stuck on this. My wick just went right up here. Now what? Because our fib extension would have to come off of this wick. Okay? If this wick comes up into the X point, I probably wouldn't trade it just because of, now it might be dependent on news. I might ignore the wick because it just might be news came out, people are overreacting, and then it's settled down. I might ignore the wick. But as long as my candle closes below the 886, I'm taking this pattern. Okay? That's the rule. As long as this candle does not close above the 86. So if it looks like this, we might be okay here. This is the dilemma. Is now this Fibonacci extension of the AB leg is totally away from the 127. Okay? Now, what I would do, and you've seen me do this with the Gartley, with the 786 127 on the Gartley, is you box it out 161 right down to your 127. Okay? That's my range of where the market now may fluctuate into. Okay? Which is way past our 138. And then almost coming up into our stops. Our stops are just above the 161. So if the market reaches the 161, I have a couple of pips and then I'm stopped out. So we can't have that happen. We must allow the market to breathe and to move. So we have to adjust our stops. So now that we have our zone, I like to take the middle of our zone. Let's say it's here. You can mathematically figure it out with the numbers to find the exact point. But let's say there's my new entry point. What I would do is take the range between the 1618 and this 127 and move it to where my entry would be. Okay? So now my entry point would be there. Okay? And now my stops essentially would be 10 pips above this. So at the 1220, now my stops would be at the 1230. So then you still have to adjust everything else. So now your targets will be here for the entry, and you are still looking at second target here at almost a 2 to 1. And that's how I trade the butterfly pattern. I hope I explained this correctly to most of you out there. And this is why I'm saying that when these candle wicks get up higher than the 886, it starts to wreak havoc with a lot of people. It makes them second guess or say, oh, how do I trade this? Or what do I do? I essentially shift my entry and my stops in accordance to the zone that it possibly could come into. Okay, so now this candle could possibly come up into a 1618. And if it does, I'm still safe from my stops and allow it to come down and hit my targets. Okay? Hopefully hit second targets. And that's how I arrange the butterfly pattern, adjust my stops, and things like that. I hope this was helpful to you. I hope you understood it. I hope I explained it properly. If you didn't quite get it, leave a comment. I'll try to explain a little better. But if this stuff was helpful to you and it gave you another perspective on how to trade this pattern, hit the like button, leave a comment, share it, and definitely subscribe. I got more to come. We got another video coming up after this, which is the crab pattern. It's not everybody's favorite, but I will put it out there. And then we'll start getting into learning how to identify the XA leg on a pattern. So once again, I hope this was helpful. I hope I explained this de-entry to you a little better. I hope you have an understanding of it, and I hope it works out for you. So please subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, and please share. See you in the next video.